Live news alert. News alert. Splash on the front page. America First has a nonce problem. He used to rule the world. You might think those bullets are for the paedophiles. No, because they have a welcome place in Nick's movement. What do you expect, ladies and gentlemen, when you follow a man who not only is the Mexican child leader of the white race, but also pooped his pants doing the country mile? Say it isn't so. It's just one pedo. It's not Milo. It's not Cowboy Cammy. It's not perhaps the king himself. Quelle surprise! Colour me shocked, ladies and gentlemen. But it doesn't. We'll explore it all tonight. But first, what we need to do, really, is look at where we were and see how far we've come. This one's a little small. I am so high, I can hear heaven. Holding like a brush or some shit. The king is back to piss and shit all over America First, just as we did in the good old days. Because finally, there's reason to. Finally, it's all collapsing. Someone told me love will not save us. Little did I know. Remember the good old days, folks? When it was just an autist with a knife. We thought he was trying to pick up people of his own age. Little did we know, folks, that he was at the shopping mall trying to pick up little boys. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this one. Because this is quite fucked. Well, honest confession, we hadn't fully read. In fact, we hadn't done any reading. Up until about 15 minutes ago, we thought it was Ollie Jamal or some shit that was doing this. Ali Alexander is the man's name. We'll get into everything, the whole shebang. It's very fucked. But it doesn't surprise me, not even slightly. This is sort of treading old ground in a way. But Ali Akbar, it might as well be. Aloha Snack Bar, it might as well be. Because it doesn't really matter who the latest pedo is. It just matters that it's a systemic problem. Just like racism. You hear that, folks? You hear that, folks? We cover Nick Fuentes. We cover America First because we hate the right wing. We want to see it burn. We want to see anyone who holds a right-wing opinion in jail. We want to label them all as pedos and nonces and people who pooed their pants in high school. And that's what we want to do. That's what I do. That's what the Kino Casino does. That's what all the people on Twitter are doing. We want to lock up anyone with right-wing thought. Because this is about systemic paedophilia, not just in the Catholic Church, but in right-wing movements. It's about systemic racism in all walks of Western society. It's about culture. It's about shades. It's about smashing your right to any sort of dissenting opinion. I'm ready. Are you? We need to find our cue, which is this, actually. Okay, so if you don't know, then you should know. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene with this man. Who is this man, you might ask? This man, there he is. There's a connecting tissue, Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's Nick Fuentes, but who's this man? Well, if you don't know, MTG's blowing the lid on America First's pedo problem. And the pedo problem is, wait for it, this is disgusting textbook predation of underage boys. And Nick Fuentes was in on it. Nick knew. Nick knew. In exchange for recanting his accusation, Fuentes and Ali Alexander, which is this man, offered to get him a job in politics. What? What? Don't expose the lid on our friends' pedo activities. No, we'll offer you a job in politics. What fucking politics? We'll get you a photo op standing next to Marjorie Taylor Greene. But you might... So, here's the TLDR before we go into all of it. You might think, oh, it's Marjorie Taylor Greene blowing the lid on all this. Her hands are now clean. They'll forgive her. All is good. All is well in the world. Well, I'm sorry, Marjorie Taylor Greene, but it's too late. It's too late. There'll be no crossing the Berlin Wall, bitch. Because these are your people. Ali Alexander, Aloha Snack Bar, whatever the fuck this man's name is. We'll just call him from now on Nonce. And Nick Fuentes, look, I mean, so she can't run to them hills, sadly. She ain't gonna be running to them hills. But I did want to sort of pose the question, as we're here, just on the cusp of discovery. Why is it always the case with Marjorie Taylor Greene? Why is that not playing? It's not playing, folks. Maybe the gremlins are in the PC. Well, sadly, I have no sound. So I don't know what's happened there, folks. There's no sound from the PC. Okay. Right, why is it always the case with Marjorie Taylor Greene that she's propping herself up, she's getting all into these movements, the fringe fucking wacko crazy shit movements led by not just American child leaders of the white race who pooped their pants in high school and picked their nose with a camera, but everywhere else. And why is it always the case that she just seems to not understand what she's getting into until the point where it comes that she has to disavow? Why is that always the case? Because I've seen a pattern. I've seen a massive pattern with Marjorie Taylor Greene that I wanted to get into. Now, because Marjorie Taylor Greene denounces Fuentes. She's a Republican firebrand, and she insists she is, of course, against racist and anti-Semitic ideology. She is, of course, against that. But doesn't understand why the media is obsessed with Nick Fuentes. Doesn't understand why they'd be obsessed with Nick Fuentes when she... Let's not forget, folks, Nick Fuentes has been dead and buried. Literally a fucking irrelevant amoeba, a peon on the gland of society. A real insect. The only thing that's kept Fuentes going and allowed him to offer political positions to people who are silent on pedo questions. The only people that have allowed him to do that are Marjorie Taylor Greene standing in photo ops. This is the hottest, craziest, most batshit Republican this side of Trump 2016. Anything, this bitch farts, it gets mainstream media coverage all over the fucking place. So I wonder why people are talking about Fuentes. Well, perhaps it's because you keep fucking taking photos with him and doing his speeches with him. You stupid bitch. So, be in no doubt that whatever's gone on here with Fuentes and the NONCE, it's all been enabled by her. All been enabled by her. So no matter how far she tries to wash her hands of this shit, Nick knew. MTG knew. Fucking identified bitch. So, what we wanted to do with this one, after this advert plays, and after we have a sip of Chianti, is to skip ads, and we are going to we'll read the whole thing. Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene has joined the ranks of prominent Republicans who last week were standing on platforms with Nick Fuentes saying he was a young up-and-coming king, who have criticised Nick Fuentes, who dined with former President Donald Trump last week. Oh, look. What? What do you mean that comes from November 2022? What do you mean this isn't about Ali Jamal or whatever the NONCE? What do you mean this is just about another fucking disavowal of Fuentes and she's been disavowing him every fucking week? What do you mean, folks? She denounced her. She did so on Twitter. She denounced Fuentes. Even though she spoke at the fucking conference last year. Like, even though there's countless fucking photographs and videos of her, which of course she denounces him. What do you mean? What do you mean she didn't know? What do you mean all of this is news to her and she's just disavowing the pedos now? What do you mean she had no idea? What do you mean that's Nick Fuentes at a lectern at AF Pack 3? What do you mean? It's go-go nonce enablers. Go-go nonce enablers. And there's another nonce enabler, but this ain't about Mr. Pence. So the whole point of that little bit was to show you that it's not newsworthy that Marjorie Taylor Greene has decided to fucking throw Fuentes under the bus. That is not newsworthy at all. That is just another fucking move in this bitch's attempt to wash her hands of all of her a litany of appearances, a menagerie of appearances and photographs or whatever the fuck, dinners that she's been having with Fuentes since she's been having with Fuentes since he tried to jump on this political train, or since she tried to self-insert herself into it. So that's not newsworthy in itself. What is newsworthy? And I thought this was brilliant, because can we just clap for the mainstream media? Can we just clap for the mainstream media's brilliant, supportive, just exquisite handling of all this? Because what the mainstream media is doing is something that we can all support, isn't it? just completely smashing to smithereens this hive of right-wing evil Nazis that are doing no good in the world at all, that are literally evil actors. But not only is it their actions, but it's also their thoughts and their ideas which must be smashed to oblivion as well. That's right, folks. But this was probably my favourite article of my news digest, and this comes from Washington Press, right? And I'll give you just an inkling of what it's about. Sickening in all caps. This is 5 days ago, so we're at the current timeline. Sickening. New allegations of rape, paedophilia swirl around right-wing influencers. Kel surprise, the right wing is swirling with accusations of rape and paedophilia. Why am I not surprised, folks? But look, this is really exceptional. Just in the first few scrolls of this already is Kino Dogme 2007 to the nth degree. Proto-pedo. This was the pedo that infiltrated about 4 years ago. Don't know how long he's been on the scene, but it all seems to stem from this man. You got 2 confirmed pedos and maybe pedo. Amazing pick. Fucking amazing pick. So, what's going on with a cadre of what's going on? Not with a cadre. What's going on with anyone with right-wing thought who are suddenly the focus of a series of rape and pedo accusations? What's going on, right-wing? What's going on, you fucking evil pieces of shit? Leave them kids alone, right-wing thinkers. It's complicated. It's a complicated round of he said, she said. But at least one individual accused in the matter has apologised, whilst another laments that he didn't get to rape anybody. Whoa. Major players in this story are Milo, of course, Fuentes, dearie me, and Ali Alexander. Major allegations are against Alexander, who has been accused of sexting with underage boys, specifically asking them for genital photographs. Whoa. Though Fuentes is also making accusations against Yiannopoulos. It's tough. It's tough. What's perhaps the most fucked about all of this is the pretense. Is just the massive... Not this one. Not that one. This is what we had. Is the pretense, right, that... Just so you know what this is about. I'm watching an advert here for a bull on a motorcycle. Why walk when you can ride? Okay. And it won't let me skip it. 1 second. Right, so here's what I wanted to talk about. Isn't it interesting that when one of Nick's friends is exposed as a pedo who's sexting underage children, isn't it interesting that suddenly there's another pariah fucking pedo scapegoat that Fuentes can throw to the wolves? Bear in mind that Fuentes' involvement with Milo extends far deeper with anyone else, I imagine. These two were sitting on a plane, on a private jet, doing Kanye 2024, not but 2 weeks ago. These people were exchanging millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars between each other to set up America First, the website, Cozy TV, the whole infrastructure. But suddenly Milo's a pedophile, even though we weren't saying the whole thing many, many, many years prior, and all the way along as well. Suddenly Milo's a pedo. Well, you know what? Milo is a pedo. Milo ain't been nothing different the whole way. So why, Nick? Why were you getting him to design the back end of the website? Why were you then calling on him to orchestrate Kanye 2024? Why then were you paying him hundreds, if not millions of dollars? Why? Why? But we'll continue. Alexander has now dropped a vague apology for any inappropriate messages sent over the years and indicated that he's failed to confirm identities during flirtatious banter, whatever that means, appearing to hint, without explicitly saying, that he might have been inappropriate with minors, but only because he assumed they were adults. It's the "she said she was 12" defense. This follows a rift with Milo Yiannopoulos, who apparently, angered over being excluded from Kanye West's presidential campaign, began releasing screenshots and video interviews that he says show Ali Alexander propositioned young adult men and at least 2 teen boys. Oh look, it's yet another return of Milo's vault. It's yet another return of Milo's conveniently dropped leaks from this vault whenever someone pisses him off. So it's okay to be a pedo, as long as you're friends with Milo. But the moment you cross him, the moment anything happens that slights this man, then he'll use all the dirt. Milo, be a decent human being and just give anything that's in that vault that pertains to any federal crime, that pertains to any crime against another human being, just give it all up. Don't hide on it, don't sit on it for years and let us fucking pick over the scraps that you decide to release. No. Be a decent human being and put an end to it now. Put an end to it now. Milo, by the way, I mean, this sentence here, you could swap it with Milo and there'd be no change of reaction, there'd be no change of surprise, and there'd be no change of factuality, would there, folks? There'd be no change in factuality. Horrible thing is that this has only come out because Milo's pissed. It's not come out for any fucking, what would you call it? Concern for the safety of people who've been abused. Evil. But what do you expect from the right wing, folks? What do you expect from #1 right-wing influencer, Milo Yiannopoulos? The man who spearheaded Trump 2016, who's spearheading Kanye 2024, and who's been behind every single happening on Cozy TV and America First since 2018. What are we to expect, ladies and gentlemen? Alexander started with the denials, claiming the screenshots were faked, before progressing to an apology from the Daily Beast. Now, we'll get into the Daily Beast. Daily Beast is the most reputable organization that covers this sort of thing on the internet. A real reputable publication. You might say it's a rag. You might say that it's just a complete rag filled with lies and mistruths, but no. The Daily Beast is where it's at. A true publication, honest integrity, great journalism, and we'll go into all of the Daily Beast articles as well. At the same time, he tried to connect allegations to Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, with whom he was once friendly until after she was called out for supporting him as a white supremacist. And that's where she said, "Of course, I denounce Fuentes." I did want to get into Taylor Greene's connection and just how, because I didn't realize how much Aloha Snack Bar was involved in all of this shit. I genuinely had no fucking clue that Aloha Snack Bar was as powerful as he apparently is. Here's Aloha Snack Bar. The man who planned January 6th rally. Ali Alexander, organizer. This man organised Stop the Steal. And don't take my word for it. This is from The Guardian. The Guardian. Organizer of Stop the Steal will work with the Department of Justice after he was subpoenaed. And there he is, saying that he's going to sell out anyone who organised, participated in the rally that he organised. The one that Donald Trump is apparently going to be facing criminal charges for. Thank God. Thank God we can lock up another right-wing president. Thank God. The right wing is evil and needs to be destroyed, folks. And we all need to collectively join together and make sure that happens. So it's the Daily Beast now, but to do this, we have something lined up. It's not that, because that won't be long enough, but this will.
You're eating pop chips with the crew when you literally bump into your boss. You offer her a pop?
Okay.
What's up, everyone? Before we get into today's video, I just got a couple tips really easy, really fast.
Okay. It's Marjorie Taylor Greene calling for FBI investigation into Ali Alexander allegations. Marjorie Taylor Greene is calling for an FBI probe after a story first reported by this reputable publication, The Daily Beast. Critics of Fuentes, including Milo, that's strange sentence that's a strange sentence. That's not a sentence that the Daily Beast would have used last week. That's not a sentence that the Daily Beast would have used last week, but now they're on the payroll of Milo Yiannopoulos and they're happy to publish anything from his vault. It's no longer close ally of Nick Fuentes, now it's critics of Nick Fuentes, including Milo Yiannopoulos. Also alleged he ignored Alexander, was even requesting pictures from within Fuentes' own organisation. My eyes bleed, folks. My eyes bleed, folks. Oh look! Oh look! The best things in life are free. Register for free to keep reading. Limited free articles. No credit card required. It's really about the victims, folks, that have been predated by these pedos. It's not about literally grifting the story of child abuse. No, say it isn't so. Not the Daily Beast. Not the Daily Beast, folks. They wouldn't do this. No. Maybe we'll have to just make do with MSNBC and this woman, the Readout blog. She says Marjorie Taylor Greene and other extremists replace extremists with anyone with right-wing thought because they're all evil pieces of shit. Fight over groomer allegations. Screams pedo. I mean, did anyone need to be told that this guy was a pedo before all this came out? Can people not use their own eyes? Ali Alexander says, when I flirted or others have flirted with me, I flexed my credentials or dropped corny pickup lines. He's flexed his credentials, like being a right-wing organizer of Stop the Steal, like being an extremist terrorist, like being a lapdog to Nick Fuentes. Other times I've been careless and should have qualified those coming up to me's identities during flirtatious banter at the start. Now this is bizarre, and also Right Wing Watch, this is the greatest publication in history. These people are truly doing the Lord's work and stomping out anyone with a dissenting opinion in favour of a left-wing hegemony. Thank God. Thank the Lord. Now, this is Ali Alexander's apology, and he starts his apology for being a pedophile with, "This is too gay." Well, how about you learn some contrition, you pedophile scum? How about you learn to be a bit more respectful when handing out an apology? While the audience is familiar with me, I apologise. Flirting, false claims alongside real messages. I won't be a distraction or ruin my years of personal progress. Your years of personal progress should surmount to you facing a lengthy jail sentence for the rape of children, Ale Alexander, Nick Fuentes, and anyone connected to you. For real. Anyone who's even right-wing, who's ever liked a Nick Fuentes tweet, you are also complicit pedophile enablers. You better believe it. You better... If you've even mentioned Nick Fuentes in a tweet, if you've ever liked a meme, if you've ever watched a show that he's appeared on, you are also pedophile enablers, so hang your heads in shame, ladies and gentlemen. That includes Fuentes, who recently claimed Alexander is bowing out of public life. I asked him to do that, so you know you're welcome. It's alright. Fuentes will just sweep it up. He'll sweep it up. Just bow out of public life. Bow out of public life. You might be wondering, why should he have to bow out of public life if he's innocent, if he ain't guilty? He's got blood on his hands, folks. And no matter how far this bitch tries to run for the hills, she can't escape every single subclause to her name introduction in these articles being the person who's also linked to Alexander in the past. They're all guilty as sin. All of them. All of them are evil right-wing influencers that need to be destroyed. Green, of course, is one of the most vocal Republicans. Don't we fucking know it, folks? Don't we fucking know? But here's the real meat and potatoes of this article. Conservatives may want to give that word a rest for a bit, because it's not just Fuentes. It's not just America First. It's not just random interlopers like Milo Yiannopoulos. It's that all conservatives, every single conservative is a pedophile. Word. And that brings me exactly where I needed to be. So, I just wanted to take a moment to... Here's some AI of Nick Fuentes as a pagan. Here's a clip I'm going to unpack in a second. Here's some more shit I'm going to unpack, but I wanted to show you this. And by the way, it's our bestest friend in the whole world. This guy has been nuking anyone with right-wing opinion just off the internet in the based, most brilliant way. This guy is truly a king. Move over anyone ever who has gone against this man, because this man is a prince of our realm. And this man is Hunter Avallone. Yes, that's right. Hunter Avallone. He's talented. He's a showman. He's bringing to heel anyone with right-wing thought. It's time. It's Hunter Avallone, and Hunter Avallone is going to unpack creepy Nick Fuentes defending pedophilia. Let's bring them to heel, Hunter Avallone. Let's burn it all down, Hunter. Let's do this.
Gospel, age of consent law, if you violate that, crucify the man. Female teachers are having sex with middle school boys all the time. Nobody cares about that. But, okay, back up.
Back up, Nick. Back up and bow to the king, Nick.
Wow, already so stupid. One, what do you mean that nobody cares about that? Yes, there's a double standard with our criminal justice system, and that needs to be addressed 100%. That comes up a lot when you talk about systemic racism, because there's also a lot of bias towards men in the criminal justice system.
That's right. That's right. It's about systemic racism now. It's about violence in prisons now. It's about lenient jail sentences for pedos now. That's right. It's what this has all been about. Crushing any voice that's ever been in any way right-wing, smearing them with a pedo accusation, drilling that into the ground, erecting a casino where we render unto Caesar, and now We praise Hunter Avalone like he's the greatest king in history. Anyone who's a conservative is a pedo, and this man is absolved of any crime that he's ever been accused of. I love this new golden age, don't you, folks?
But what do you mean nobody cares? A hell of a lot of people care when female teachers are raping underage boys. Like, what are you talking about? Second of all, listen to this guy. Oh, my groipers, listen.
Slit his
how
throat,
society has
Hunter.
fallen. The age of
Slit his
consent.
throat and drink
Why
his
is it
blood.
so important?
And then move on
Why
to
can't
anyone
we
else
just
who's ever
fuck
espoused a
children?
right-wing
Why can't we
opinion.
be true traditionalists?
But it's a large age gap between an
You
older
hear
man-
that? You hear that, folks? Anyone who's espousing traditionalist values is also a pedophile groomer as well. You evil right-wing pieces of shit.
and a younger girl, God forbid.
Well, hold on. Depends what that age gap is. I still think that, 18 is really, really young. If a
That's
guy's-
right, folks. 18 isn't legal age anymore. It's about what mentally you are in here. If you're 18 on a piece of paper and you can drive and you can drink and you can do whatever the fuck you can as an adult, you're actually a child. That's right, folks.
Like,
Bow to the
there's an
king,
age gap,
render
like,
unto
over
Caesar
21,
himself.
but
The age
I-
of consent is now 20. Did he say 21? 21. 21 is the age of consent now. This is what everything's been building up to, folks.
I don't care. I don't really care. Like, if she is comfortable with it and the guy's a lot older and there's an age gap, who cares? But that's not what we're talking about here, small dick few inches. We're talking about...
Small Dick Fuentes, bodied. Hit the curb, Nick. Hit the fucking curb. Because you're a creepy Nick Fuentes and defending pedophilia. Hunter Avalone is at the peak of his success. And with his 573,000 subscribers here he is netting in the biggest views he can ever fucking render. 52,000 bodying your ass with notorious neo-Nazi Nick has struck again. It's over, Nick. You will never reach the apex of Hunter Avalon. None of your kind will, because you're all conservative pedophiles. That's right. That's what it's all about, folks. And here he is, picking his nose. There he is, picking his nose, and then he eats it. Then he eats it. There it goes, down the hatch.
I can't tell you, like, every person in my family...
It's
when I came
over
back
for
from
Nick
Thanksgiving,
Fuentes.
on
It
both
is
sides of my
done.
family were like,
It is finished. What do you mean that clip's from 7 years ago? It's over. It's over. There he is having a nosebleed because his head just can't cope with the fact that everyone who's ever been a right-wing voice online is also a pedophile.
I get in the bloody... Oh, no! Oh, no.
There he is, look. The nose isn't exposed as well. The nose is exposed. But I'm not somewhat trepidatious, quite frankly, because this is what it's all been about, folks. It's all been about hammering into the ground how much of an evil piece of shit anyone who's ever been conservative online is a... It's about 420 hype. It's about 20 minutes away.
Oh, it's 420 there for liking up.
Because the real reality of things is, anyone who ever organises and tries to present a group of people online, or a group or a haven anywhere, for anyone who thinks differently to how the great norm of society is thinking, is an evil pedophile that needs to be stopped. And the only way you can stop these people is if you render unto Caesar and watch their show and come and follow them. That's right. Because you might think that Nick Fuentes... You might think that this man right here is your leader, is your king, is just someone that's shifting you into a different sphere of thought, where you can think about things more coherently, where you can form political opinions or whatever the fuck you do. So you can come to Jesus or whatever the fuck it is that you're thinking. You might think that this man might be in any way, shape or form someone that you respect or value or entertaining. But I have news for you. I have news for you. This is a far better man than Nick Fuentes will ever be. than Milo, than anyone in America First or anyone who's a conservative person online will ever be. Now, because he's not in America First, because he's been so vociferous and attacking America First and all of that, he gets the utmost kudos that we can convey. Marjorie Taylor Greene's not going to be denouncing this man. Daily Beast isn't going to be denouncing this man. Milo Yiannopoulos isn't going to be denouncing this man. No one's going to be denouncing PPP because he has received the endorsement. You might think, well, what about him killing that cat? What about him being thrown out of school for rape and sexual assault allegations against some other female student? What about other instances of questionable behavior in the past, like questionable accusations for paedophilia and all this shit? What about him never work? No. This is your alternative right-wing thinker. So either bail now or be labeled a pedophile scumbag, okay?
Another 30 fucking minutes there, folks, and me and Andy are gonna get baked as fuck. Stoned as fuck there, folks, on kick.com.
It's about kick.com and getting high in your late 20s on camera and living with another 36-year-old man. That's what it's about, folks.
We got Ninja Turtles there. We're going to play.
It's about Ninja
Death Road
Turtles.
to Canada, I think, and maybe some wrestling games. I don't fucking know.
It's about wrestling.
Day 2 of the WrestleMania shirt there, guys.
It's about wearing the same clothes week in, week out.
Go to the link down below in the next 30 minutes there and check us out on Kick.
It's about Kick. That's what it's about. It's about the fact that Nick Fuentes will basically use gays, pedophiles, and whoever else is questionable character to advance.
Vegan and cruelty-free.
Hydrating skin.
Jesus Christ. It's about all of those things and more. It's about this, folks. We'll have to turn down Johnny Cash for the next segment.
So yeah, I mean, at this point, you've just exposed yourself. You don't give a shit about America First. You don't give a shit about me.
No one gives a shit about America First, Nick, because it's full of pedophiles and scumbags.
And what you've done, like a parasite, is come in here and take advantage of all that, and then turn around and try to undermine me and put on this charade like you're this. Oh, I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm just this honest broker. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it. You're not. This whole line of inquiry is disingenuous. You're getting on my case because I slept in the same room as Milo, and well, you wouldn't do that because if it got out, it would look bad. It would look a certain way. I mean, give me a break. Like, this entire thing is a load of shit from start to finish.
Sweep away all the paedophilia, Nick. All your friends who turn out to be pedos, just keep a sweeping. Keep a sweeping. You evil piece of shit.
Everybody, you're a snake. You're a snake. The real mistake is I should have fired your fucking ass and kicked you off this platform. That's a mistake I made.
There you go, look.
Oh, he was a snake. At least
You turn against you take a moral position against paedophilia. You take a moral position against people in your own movement raping kids. Then Fuentes will sweep you up and kick you off the platform. That's the real reality of this. You hear that? But it's not just Fuentes. It's everyone. It's all of them. It's all of those evil right-wing pieces of shit. All of them.
Marjorie Green to AFPAC. What the fuck have you ever done for anybody in this
How did
space other
Marjorie
than yourself?
even help us being at AFPAC?
Made it the #1 biggest conference, most talked about, more than CPAC?
Now, he has a point here, even though he's been covering for pedos left, right, and centre. He has a point there. So, Marjorie Taylor Greene, you ain't going to be able to run for those hills because AFPAC 3 was literally the most irrelevant thing I could possibly... I even forgot it was on. You know what brought it into the public eye? You know what brought it into oh shit, this is happening still? Your appearance, Marjorie Taylor Greene. You being the headline act. If it was Michelle Yeoh or whatever the fuck's her name. What's her name? Michelle Yeoh. What's her name? The Malkin. Michelle Malkin, if it was her. It would have generated nothing. No one would have given a shit. It's because you were there, Michelle. Michelle, Marjorie. Why do they all begin with them? It's because you were there. You boosted this.
Hello? How about conferring massive massive credibility onto the movement by having one of the #1 congresswomen in America speak there?
Damn right.
Do you even think about
And
these
then
things?
and then she disavows us sometime later, like credibility through the roof now.
She played the tech dance. Like
She
everybody
disavowed you because you're all
else
pedophiles.
knows that. That's why they still
All of
post
you.
pictures of her with me.
That's
a
right.
year later.
That's what it's all
Because
about.
everybody knows that's how it works. And by the way, that's another critic. So you're really
So it sort
sitting
of
on all
hurts
three.
her
Hang
more
on,
than
hang
it
on.
helps
Here.
us.
Now you might have thought, wait a second, that clip didn't actually say any of this. Nick Fuentes will basically use this clip didn't actually pertain to any of that. It was just him further tarring Marjorie Taylor Greene as being complicit in his promotion and the promotion and enablement of all of the pedophilia that's been happening in America First. You might have thought that that's what it's about, but no. This is the killer clip that's been running round that's going to body Nick Fuentes. Okay. But you must realise that it's yet another arc in this continuing cycle of this earth-shattering event will cripple Cozy TV, will kill Nick Fuentes and anyone associated with him, and finally give anyone who's ever gone against them a win. It's yet another event of another one being a pedophile, just like Milo Yiannopoulos, just like Catboy Cammy, just like Andy Warski, just like all of them. Now it's Ali Alexander. They're all pedophiles, folks. Anyone with a right-wing opinion online. But look, here's Nick Fuentes. Here's another one, right? Another pedophile. Another evil piece of shit pedophile. Nick Fuentes demanded his young followers take the pledge, stating he will kill, rape, and die for him. But let's watch the incriminating footage. Let's watch the incriminating footage, shall we?
Raise your right hand. All right, everybody, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I will kill, rape, and die for Nicholas J. Fuentes. Raise your right hand. All right, everybody, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I will kill, rape, and die for Nicholas J. Fuentes.
All of you evil pieces of shit, all of you who said you'd kill, rape, or die for Nick Fuentes, well, this is your punishment. The Daily Beast articles are coming. Disavowals from Marjorie Taylor Greene are coming. Anything from Milo's vault that pertains to you is coming. It's over. It's over. Your movement is full of pedophiles. But not just your movement, but the wider right-wing movement as well. Anyone with a conservative voice is also a pedophile. Believe it. There he is, look, an evil, evil piece of shit who was sexting underage boys for sexual gratification. And he was enabled and protected and had his crime swept up by Nick Fuentes, leader of America First. That's exactly what happened. This, by the way, is the organizer of Stop the Steal, the rally where all of those conservative voices stormed the Capitol. This is evil. It had a paedophilia problem right at its root. And the reality is that January 6th, everyone who stormed the Capitol on January 6th is also a pedophile as well. Because look, you were following the orders of this pedophile. That's what you were doing. You were following the orders of this pedophile. Do you hear that? QAnon Yak, the Moose Man, Bait Alaska, all of the other faggots. Do you hear that? Donald Trump. You are a pedophile as well. That's right. Anyone associated with this is needing to take a seat. All of you. Run to the hills, bitch.